Adobe Photoshop tutorial, we're going to create a quick 3D icon using this built-in Photoshop tools. So let's get started. First, open up Adobe Photoshop and click File and New. I'm going to use a 64 by 64 pixel document with a transparent background. Click OK and a new document will be created. Now select a black foreground color. Go into your Quick Shape tool and select the ellipse tool. Hold down your shift key and then your left mouse button and drag and drop, creating a circle. That doesn't have to be a perfect circle. We can move this around later. Next, we need to go into the layer, layer style, and enter glow. We want to change the glow color from the default color into a grayer color. So double click the color box at the bottom where you can freely type in a color. Type in 81, 81, 81. Click OK. Change the opacity from the default 75% to 100% and change the choke to 5%. We're done there. Next, we want to change the gradient overlay. So click on that and the checkbox should be checked. The gradient overlay, we need to change the color here. So just double click that if need be. Your gradient editor will come up. Double click on the left hand bottom color stop. In this color stop, we want to make it white. Next, double click on the color stop on the right hand side. This color stop, we need to type in the color we want to use. We'll go with a more neutral gray, C3, C3, C3. Click OK, then click OK again. Everything is now fine in the setting. Our last setting we need to change would be the stroke. So when you click on stroke, it should check. In this setting, we need to change it to 2 pixels wide. And once again, we'll be changing the color. So click the color box. Click in the free type area. Type in 64, 66, 65. Click OK. Click OK again. And now we have our new shape. I'm going to click New Layer. I'm also going to go back to the shape and try moving that around more to the center using my keyboard. In our new layer, we want to click the marquee tool, but go to the ellipse marquee tool. Also select white as your foreground. On top of the shape tool, but in the new layer, draw you a ellipse. It doesn't have to be perfect. Once the ellipse has been drawn, click the paint button. If you're on the gradient by default, come down to the paint bucket with the white foreground color and fill that ellipse you just made. Now change the opacity to 66%. Once you've done that, you can now take the move tool using your keyboard and position the newly made ellipse. Once you have the new ellipse near your top center, click and create a new layer. This layer needs to be in between the ellipse you just made and the shape, the bottom layer. In this layer, we can create either text or we can create a custom shape for our icon. I'm going to use custom shape. If you have a style already pre-selected here, tell it to use no style. And then pick a dark color like black and draw your shape. You also can select any shape you wish. So in this case, I'm going to just use a simple shape like a crown. I'm going to draw the shape. Once the shape has been drawn, you can move it around to center it with your keyboard if you like. And there we have our 3D shape. Now if you like, you can go back to the shape layer, the type layer, and add effects by going to layer style and gradient overlay. Gradient overlay, I'm going to start with the black again, but this time instead of using a white, let's end with a nice rich red. And there we have our 3D shape.